On opening your Pixellab application, you should have an interface that looks like this. So to open a new project, you come over here, you swipe left, you click on this blank one to open a new project, then head over here to select the image size you want to work with. I'll be working with 4 in width and 5 in height. So after this, the next thing you want to do is to import the background you want to work with from your phone's gallery. Tap on import, then import the background. I'll be using this 3 to 4. Then increase the relative size to the fullest. Position it well. Then go to the layers tool and lock the layer. So the next thing we want to do is to import the images. And be working with this first. Crop it since everything is not going to be showing in the flyer anyway. So about this. Check it. Then increase the size from here. Or you could otherwise use this. You increase the relative size to about 85. Then import the other image, which is this. Increase the size. To about 70. Then come over to the 3D rotate and rotate the y-axis. Then bring this to the front. Yeah, something like this. So you can lock both pictures so it doesn't keep moving while we keep on designing. So then I blur these 2 images to the background, and to create that effect, you come over here to the shapes. Then just repeat the same steps I'm doing. Reduce the opacity to 0. Increase the stroke. Increase the blur radius. And the color of the stroke. Yes, the stroke color, choose white, since we're about to blend the images to a white background. Then check it. So to make it work well, I will centralize it, then duplicate it. Come over here. This is the duplicate tool. Duplicate it, centralize again. Increase it a bit. Centralize it. Then match both together. After merging both, you could place it on the image. If it doesn't give you your required outcome, then you repeat the same by duplicating it again. So you are going to place one here at the other image to blend the image to the background. You can see the blur effect, this gradient effect is already appearing on the other image. So you just go to the layer, then you drag and hold it to where you want to place it. You drag, You hold and drag in between the two images. So you could lock both. So the next thing, so we are going to come over to the text to write the name. The text to you. So the font I'm going to be working with is EAVM font. The name of the font is EAVM. You could download it from dafont.com. EAVM. Could change it to small letter. Then increase the size. Increase the size to about 75. Then reduce the gap in between the alphabet with the line spacing. So by -10. So I'll change the color to a deep yellow. This color. Come to the shadow tool and give it a shadow. Enable the shadow tool. Reduce the blur radius to 1. Increase the outer glow and leave the X at 3 and Y at 3. The X offset at 3 and Y offset at 3. Change the color of the shadow to black. To black. Then come to the 3D text tool. I want to give it a little bit 3D effect. So first of all, whenever you come to the 3D text tool, the first thing you want to do is to off the enable button for the stimulate lighting. The stimulate lighting is enabled by default, so you have to off it. You off it, then you come to the darken, leave it at 30. Come to the depth and leave at about 3. So that will be all for the 3D text. Then come over to the inner shadow. Enable the inner shadow. Select the same color you used, then come over here and deepen the color a bit. So about this, so you can increase the blur radius according to your preference. For this tutorial, I believe in it's at 3, the blur radius at 3, the offsets X at 1 and Y at 1. So after that, I'll be writing the date. So the date, so let's use this date, 20 of August, which is 2008. So for the font, I will be using this font, GT Ultra. This your board. You could download this font from dafont.com also. Increase the size a bit. No, let's reduce it to about 30. Use the position to move. So now we want to create the stroke at the size of the date. So there are two methods for that. You could create it like this. Come over here, give it a color and place it beside it. Place it beside it and duplicate on the other side. Or alternatively, you could create a square shape. Yes, a square shape like this. Then reduce the opacity, increase the stroke to about 3. Give the stroke the color you intend to use. I'll be using orange. Then come over to the eraser tool and erase it this way. Repeat the same. Or you could erase from here directly with this. Then you adjust it. If you erase more than the actual part you need, you could go back to the eraser tool again, undo it, and readjust. So then I will import the verified batch icon. Reduce the size, the relative size. To about 4. Give it a shadow according to your preference. And use the position tool to move it to where it belongs. So after importing the verified batch, okay, you might want to adjust this a bit. So zooming in, go adjust this accordingly. Go change the color of the text. I'll be changing it to yellow, giving it a shadow likewise. It's just my preference for shadow. It's optional to give it a shadow or not. So far the words and so far the texts come out well, it's okay. I just love giving it a shadow to make it more real. Mm, 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 mm. Beginning, thy kingdom come, the God was us me. So that's the date. Okay, let's change this to a deeper green, like this. So the next thing I wrote was okay, the happy birthday. So the font I used was autograph, personal use only, autograph. You could download from the same website, dafont.com. Choose the color. I'll be using the orange color. Yeah, I will likewise give it a shadow as usual. Reduce the blur radius to about to 0, then enable the offset, leaving x at 1 and y at 1. You could see it came out well than when I didn't use the shadow at all. So the next thing is okay. The next we are left is the two images here. The next thing we are left with is the two images here. So I've been importing the two images, this and and this. So I will reduce both sizes together. Could leave at 65. Okay, so to create some sort of like a glass effect here, like they were standing on glass. So to achieve that, then tap on one of the images, duplicate it, tap on this two that looks like text but it's not text. This T and color that is written at the bottom. This color too, you tap on it, enable it and select the black color. But as you can see clearly that this is too black for a shadow. Like it can't give us the effect that we want. So you just come over to the opacity and reduce the opacity accordingly to about I believe in it at 10. Then you come over to the 3D rotate tool and rotate the x-axis to 180 degrees. Rotate it and adjust it accordingly. You could zoom in. Then repeat the same for the other image. So now we've gotten the effect that we want. Seems as though they were standing on a glass, right? So that is it about this. And then the next thing, okay, I wrote this. I wrote some characters that I love in this woman here. Um, God fearing. Okay, beautiful. God fearing and role model. The GT Ultra front. GT Ultra light. Then I come over to the board and board it, leaving the color at this color. So then I created the shape here. Just to be the same steps I'm doing. Change the color. Then merge both together. And duplicate. Keep increasing the line space until you get your desired outcome. Because I want it to fit in on the shape that I've already created. Alright, so I wrote the code C. So I use the Intron font. You could download from the same website, dafont.com. Intron, Antrin. Intron font. Increase the size accordingly. I don't need a shadow for this. So I'm going to cancel this bold option. It doesn't have to be bold. Then rotate it. You could rotate it from here, or you rotate it from here. Rotate to 90 degrees. Place that somewhere here. So what's next? Okay, so then I imported this vector, this star vector, this. So I'm going to go to the erase color tool to remove the sorts of this black that is around the outline. Okay, let's lock these images. So one thing you want to notice to lock your images when you are not working on them, so that it doesn't keep moving from one place to another when you want to design other elements in the same design. So I'll reduce the size of this a bit, rotate it accordingly, and place it in between the two images. So you just drag and hold like we did the other time. Drag and hold till you get your destination. Yeah, something like this. Could reduce the size again. Duplicate it, and we have one here. Likewise. So let's bring this down a bit. All these elements, the happy birthday, the name, the date, and the verified badge. So I will mark all here and move it down. This. Come over here to the position 2 and move it by 20. Right. So it's okay just here. So if you notice the images, you will have noticed that I did a little bit of retouching on the images before I imported it to Pixellab application at all. So I would have loved to explain all the process of the picture editing, but then the video would be way too long. So in another video tutorial I'll be dropping next, I'll I'll explain the photo editing process probably very soon, but I could not include all here, so the video is not too long. But I'll show you a glimpse when I export this. So now that you are done with the design on the Pixellab, the next thing you want to do is to export. Save the image as Ultra. Always save as Ultra. Save to your phone's gallery. And then we head over to the Snapseed app to enhance it a bit. Man, that was how I did the retouching of the picture before importing to Pixellab. So these details, then you increase the structure. I will leave about 50 so that the effect is not too much on the flyer. Then slide on your screen, increase the sharpening to about 50 likewise. Check it when done. You could see the difference in the before and the after. So then you export when done. After exporting, then I will just open my Pixellab app to add the lens flare to it. The lens flare is not really necessary for this design, but since I added it in the major design I'm making reference to, so I'll just add it again. So to add it, then tap on this image, this add photo to, then head over to your gallery and select the lens flare where you have it. Okay. If there's any of the resources that you need in this design, you could request for it in the comments. There are not much resources though, just the verified badge, this lens flare and the star. Or if you need any, just request for it in the comments, and the background you could request for any and I'll provide you with it. So after importing it, you want to come over here to look for this blend option. Click on the blend and click on the screen. There are multiple ones you can choose from. You could choose the multiply, the darken, the lighten. For this tutorial, I'll be going with the screen. So leaving it as screen, I'll place one here, just like I did in the flyer I'm making reference to. Then duplicate it. I'll put the other one here. You could place it at anywhere, so I place the other one here. Then check it. So alternatively, if you do not have a lens flare that you intend to use, so after coming to this Pixellab tab already has some inbuilt lens flare that you could choose from. So after importing your image, for example like this, you just scroll to the left. So you swipe left, then you see this lens flare. Clicking on it, it will show you varieties of options. It's because I didn't on my connection. So let me just choose one randomly. So I just selected this now. It has a lot that you could choose from. So let's assume I choose this now. You could what? You could adjust it. You could choose the blend as screen. You could change the color, which is the hue. This is the lens flare I selected. You could change the hue, which is the color. And you could reduce the opacity as well as increase the opacity. You could do a lot. But I prefer importing my own custom lens flare that I normally use for my designs. So if there's any of the resources that you need that is used in this video, you could request for it in the comments. And with this, after saving to your phone's gallery, we've come to the end of this tutorial. Please let me know in the comments if you find this video really helpful.